Graffiti Japan! Yeah, all the time I'm on business. I'm all about my business, but I ain't got no briefcase. Yeah, all I got's some whiskey. Open now the whiskey, bring it to you. Yeah, I'm leaning up against the door, and my feet set to the floor, and my mess I long ago. Yeah, I've been in before. I'm a broken man, needing remedial lands. I'm all about my business. Let me love you till the morning. Let me love you till the morning, yeah. Yo, what's up, faders? Welcome to yet another action-packed episode of Got Faded Japan, and I am your host, Johnny. And as you fine folks know, Got Faded Japan is about two dudes, booze, Japan, and the news. And for this episode number 751, that is 51% correct. Yes, well, there is one dude here. We do have booze, and there's a lot of news. There's a lot of news. But yes, I was trying to get Tom on the show, but apparently this guy is moving. He's leaving the neighborhood, and he's going south, deep south to the countryside, which is going to be actually kind of cool for him because this guy, he's going to get out of like the downtown city, and he's going to go to like a little quiet little area. He's going to have a house. He's going to have a little yard. And even though his wife recently said that will be no barbecues allowed at his house, I will buy him a barbecue for his new house. And I believe that every man with a house deserves a barbecue. And I'm going to do my duty to make sure that Tom is properly set by having his barbecue for his new house. And that's what I'm going to do because that's what friends do, man. Friends hook each other up with meat, booze, news, and barbecues. That rhymed. Woo! It's a beautiful Friday morning here in Tokyo, and it is hot. Hot in the city. And I hope wherever you are in the world, it's not as hot or as humid as it is here because, oh my goodness, I am staying inside. I am not going outside at all, which is great because my profession is podcasting, art, and consulting, and event organizing. Is basically I do a lot of different things. I'm like Kramer from Seinfeld, but I ain't racist. But the thing is, yeah, I'm staying inside. I'm working inside. I'm using as much air conditioning as I possibly can, which isn't that much. I'm trying to keep my power bill down. But yeah, so anyway, I'm surviving, and I hope that you guys are too. Oh, man. Speaking of my work, oh my God, faders, I've been busy, so busy. And as I mentioned in the last episode, I had my first solo art exhibition here in Tokyo. After 20 years of exhibiting artwork, this is my very first solo art exhibition. And I had that about a week and a half ago at Gallery Gamuso, who's actually one of our sponsors. And it was absolutely fantastic. So many people showed up. It was so much fun. It was absolutely incredible. And oh my God, what a lot of work. What a lot of work. For any of you artists out there that has ever thought about having a solo show, I recommend don't do it. Oh my God. There was so much work. I had to gather, let's see, well, all right. All right. Let me explain the situation. Whenever I do something, I got to do it the best I can. I can't do anything half-ass. I can't just do as I do and just throw everything on the wall or anything like that. No, everything has to be precisely planned out, and everything has to be completely in order. And I just have to have everything done my way. It's just how I'm developed, how I'm built. It's just who I am, right? So for this art exhibition, I had, let's see, how many blacklights? It was a blacklight art exhibition showcasing all the blacklight artwork that I've done in the last 15 years, right? And basically in this room, I had two Canon blacklights, and a Canon is kind of like one of those big, huge lights that you see at a cinema, or not a cinema, Jesus, at a concert hall, right? You know, the ones that are hanging from the ceiling. I have 2 of those, which are black lights, and then I have a couple of razors, and razors are the ones that are kind of like they go from left to right, and they're LEDs. So I had 2 LEDs like that, and they had 2 cannons, but that wasn't enough, so I had to buy 3 more black lights. And that right there was just enough to completely fill up this room with black lights. And that was heavy. And then I had to gather, I'm not sure, maybe 25 of my favorite blacklight paintings. And I gathered all sorts of hanging equipment and measuring equipment and merchandise. I brought t-shirts. I brought prints. I brought everything and anything I could. And actually for this show, I painted a stormtrooper in like my SPILT ink style, and that glowed so incredibly well. It was brilliant. It still is brilliant. So I had all this stuff. I had so much stuff where I had 1 canvas tube, 1 suitcase, and 1 huge, massive duffel bag. And this duffel bag, you could put like 3 Johnnies in it. That's how big it is, right? So I had these, and I brought all this stuff from my home to Asagaya. And Asagaya from my place is about an hour away, right? I'm living in South Tokyo, and this place is in beautiful West Tokyo. West Tokyo is an amazing area. A lot of people come to Japan and they just don't explore it. But if you do come to Japan on vacation or something, I highly recommend that you go out there, check out Asagaya, check out Koenji, Nakano, all those places. Even Mitaka is great. So go out there, check it out. But anyway, it took me about an hour to get there via taxi, bicycle, train. Any which way you go there is going to take an hour. I took a taxi, and stupidly, I did it during rush hour. Oh my God. So it was about an hour and 45 minutes. It was horrible. No, it was not 45. It was about an hour and a half or so. But still, oh my God, that was miserable. So I went there and I set up Friday night. And I put everything up and I made it look absolutely perfect. And I tested out the lights, and oh my God, faders, this was incredible. This gallery, yes, it's small, but it was so is awesome. It was absolutely awesome. I was blown away. Once I turned off all the tungsten lights and I turned on the black lights after everything was set up, dude, I almost started crying, dude. I almost cried like a little bitch, dude. I was just like, oh my God, this is the way it's supposed to be done. And then I came up with this really good idea. I was like, okay, all the paintings are on the walls. How about if I take like yarn or string or something that's white and I have it go around like the gallery like lasers? So I did that, and it was so electric. It was so electric. It was so 80s. It was so 80s. My eyes and my mind exploded. But anyway, I set everything up, and the exhibition was all day on Sunday from 2 p.m. all the way until 11 p.m. So it was just like an all-day art exhibition, and I think altogether maybe like 150 people showed up, which isn't bad for a Sunday afternoon pop-up. And I sold some paintings, sold a lot of shirts, a lot of tote bags. Everybody that came and bought stuff and supported, thank you so much. Every single person that came definitely drank a lot at the bar. I guess my crowd loves to drink. Surprise! And that was absolutely fantastic. It was great. And it was hot as balls outside, so I drank way too much alcohol when I should have been drinking water. And by the end of the evening, I was messed up. Oh my God. But not embarrassing messed up, but I was just like, oh my God, I think I'm really drunk. I'm just going to kind of quietly stand in the corner and sip on my beer and let everybody come in and just enjoy all the artwork. Speaking of, I'm having a drink right now. So, it was brilliant. But, on the way home, after I broke everything down and put everything in bags, I took a taxi. And this was a very interesting situation. Yes, when I left that gallery, I took a taxi, and the taxi driver was a kind old man. It was like maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, and this guy, he let me put my suitcase and my bag and a couple other bags of like goodies that friends gave me and stuff, like just like t-shirts and bottles of whiskey or whatever. You know, thank you for that, by the way. So I got in the taxi and we drove all the way back home. But the guy was really, really, really old, and he made a mistake on the directions, and he went down a wrong way. Oh, no, not a wrong way. He went down the wrong way on a one-way street. And I was like, you know what? I'm so drunk. I don't want to give you directions about where to go. Just let me off here. It's 2 blocks away from my place. 2 blocks away from my place. So I get everything out. I got the suitcase, I got the bag, I got the canvas tube, I got another bag in my hands, and I'm like, all right, see you later. And the taxi driver drives away. And then I'm like, all right. Oh, shit. I realized I had too much stuff, and I couldn't take that stuff all the way to my place. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I looked at my watch, and it was like, I don't know, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning or something. It was like super, super, super late. And I looked around, and there were no cars, no people, no nothing on the streets. Nothing. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'll just walk 2 blocks, take the stuff to my place, drop it off, and then come back and then pick up the suitcase and take it home. Perfect. Smart idea. That sounds logical. So that's what I did. I grabbed my stuff and I carried it and I brought it all the way back to my apartment, and then I dropped it off, and I'm like, all right, time to pick up the suitcase. So I went down the street to pick up the suitcase. But when I appeared in the same location where I thought it was dropped off, it wasn't there. And I was like, what the hell? The suitcase, wasn't it right here? And I looked around, and there's no people, no cars, no nothing. It's Sunday night, late at night. There's nobody around, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I must have left it in the taxi. Oh God, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, being this drunk is crazy, man. My brain is out of control. So I checked my pocket, and I still had the taxi driver's receipt. Because like in Japan, when you take a taxi, they always give you a receipt. You can say yes or no to the receipt. I highly recommend for anybody coming to Japan that you take that receipt. That receipt has the taxi driver's name, his ID, it's got the company's name, their phone number. So if you happen to leave your phone or your wallet or something in the taxi, you can just call that number, and they'll say you can come and pick it up, or they'll drop it off at a police station where you can pick it up, or sometimes they'll drop it off. They'll come to your place and drop it off. That's what happened to my wife once. That was pretty awesome. Taxi drivers are pretty cool. So anyway, I'm like, all right, I got the phone number. I'm not going to call tonight. I'll call in the morning, and I'll get my suitcase. I mean, what's going to happen, right? The suitcase is in the car. It's going to be fine. So I thought I had the suitcase in the car. And I went back home, and I fell asleep. And then I woke up the next day, called the number, and they said that they didn't have the suitcase. And I was like, what? What? Maybe my Japanese is off. Maybe my accent is throwing them off or something. Maybe something's odd. So I had my wife call the taxi company 20 minutes later. She called the taxi company, and my wife, she's a strong lady. She's a strong lady, right? So she calls, and she made them rewatch the video, because in taxi cabs, there's like at least like 2 or 3 cameras that are on you, right? For security purposes. And so they rewatched the video, called her back and stuff, and they're like, no, there's a video of the taxi driver dropping off the luggage with your husband. You know, they looked happy. They're smiling. Everybody's having a good time. Woo! So my wife told that to me, and she's like, listen, you got to file a lost and found report at the police station. And I'm like, what? I got to go to the police station and file a lost and found report? Obviously, somebody stole the suitcase. I thought I took it out, and I went home, and then I was going to go pick it up. You know, I thought that's okay, whatever. You know, like I said, my wife is a very strong lady. She made me do it. So I went to the major police station in the area. Now, this police station is not a small little police box. It's a major police station. There's like 8 floors in this building. It's like the same police station from RoboCop, right? It's really active, lots of cops, you know. So I go in there, I go to the front desk, and I explain my situation. I go, hey, last night I lost my suitcase right down the street. And the lady's like, oh, yes, coming to Japan and losing your suitcase is very terrible. I'm very sorry about that. She thought I was a tourist. And I was like, oh, well, okay, yeah, well, where's the lost and found? She goes, it's right upstairs. Very nice, very polite. They're great. So I went up to the second floor, and I went to the lost and found department, of the police station, and I started talking to this police officer, a lovely lady, very nice, and I started telling her my situation. I'm like, listen, I left it, I went to my home, I was going to come back for it, it was gone, I thought I was in a taxi cab, it wasn't in a taxi cab, something happened to it, I don't know, I have no idea, UFOs, aliens, whatever, I don't know, it's gone. And so the lady looks at me and she goes, yes, was the color red? And I said, yes, it was actually. She goes, did it have small little black wheels on it? And I'm like, well, that's an odd question to ask. Yeah, it actually did. She goes, yes, was it I forget the name of the company, but she goes, was it a blah, 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 blah company? And I'm like, I believe so. And then she gets up and everybody looks at her because apparently this doesn't happen every day. She goes behind this little like room, kind of like barrier kind of thing. I don't know. She goes back there, pulls out my suitcase and she goes, is this it? And I'm like, yes. And she goes, what's in it? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's a Star Wars figure, wires, some black lights, some prints, some T-shirts of the Star Wars figure, and all this other stuff. And she goes, oh, yeah? Open it. And I'm like, well, sure, no problem. So I open it, and soon enough, all my stuff was in there. I couldn't believe it. So I asked her, I'm like, what happened? Like, I mean, how did you guys get this, you know? And she said that a police officer was going down the street and just saw this piece of luggage that was in the middle of the sidewalk. And he's like, oh my goodness, somebody lost a piece of luggage. I have no idea. Let me just take it in and put it in the lost and found and somebody will pick it up. Which they did, and it was me. Oh my God. And so I gotta say thank you very much to the good police force of Japan for doing something so awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't believe that they had my suitcase. I mean, that was so incredible. So yeah, you know, the police officers here, I mean, they're just like any other profession, you know. Some of them are a little strange, but most of them are just fantastic people. And yeah, I was really, really lucky to have this situation end happily and stuff. And so, yeah, once again, I want to thank the police officers of Japan for doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate the hard work that you guys do. And thank you for keeping my suitcase safe. Because, hey, let's think about it. What if that police officer didn't take my suitcase? What could have happened? Somebody could have driven by, saw it, and then taken it, and it would have been gone forever, right? So I'm really happy that this all happened. I'm really happy that it had a happy ending. Yay! And now I've got my lights and merch, and I can have another solo show. Yeah. Oh, speaking of solo show and all this stuff, I want to say thank you to everybody that supported my work so far and stuff this summer. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've got shirts for sale and quite a few of them sold. I got a few left. Let's see. I have like 8 left. So if you're listening to this, go down in the show notes and go to the SPILT Inc. and go to my website and you can buy them there. I just have a few left and stuff. They're still available. They're from the show. And yeah. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's my news. That was pretty crazy. Oh my gosh. Show was great. Cops are great. That week was great. Oh my goodness. So let's see what I want to do right now, since it's just me all by myself. Let's take a little break. And in this break, we've got some commercials. So listen to the commercials, listen to our sponsors, support our sponsors, and I'll be right back with the news. Thanks, Faders. Peace.
Yo, what's up, Faders? Got Faded Japan has got a new sponsor. Our new sponsor is Gamuso Bar, located in Asagaya, Tokyo. If you're kicking it in Tokyo and you want to get your groove on, get your fade on, you better get your ass down to Gamuso. Gamuso is located in Asagaya. It's about 11 minutes from Shinjuku Station on the Chuo line. Gamuso has weekly bands, weekly performances. And hell, if you got your own event and you want to hold it at Gamuso, we'd love to host you. So contact Gamuso at www.gamuso.com. That's www.gamuso.com. That's right, Gamuso has not only beers in the bottle, but beers on tap. We've got every drink you want, so come on down to Gamuso. Gamuso, and if I'm working, tip me.
Have your attention, please. Attention.
Hey, yo, what's up, Vaders? Johnny here. You know I love booze and news, but I also love art. So come on down to thespiltink.com and check my art out. I've got tons of stuff there for you to check out. I've got paintings, I got prints, I got videos, and I tell you what, if you like a painting, I could probably sell it to you. And I tell you what, if I can't sell you that painting, I will definitely sell you a print. I've got prints of all my work. Prints are about 2,000 yen each, about $20, but if you buy two, you get the third one for free. So come on down to thespiltink.com. Yo, and on top of that, I'm looking for commissioned work. So if there's something that you want me to do, I can make it for you. Just check out my stuff and see if you like my style. And if you like my style, I can definitely paint you anything on canvas, paper, whatever. I've done it all. So come on down to thespiltink.com. That is THESPILTINK.com. Thespiltink.com. Proper. MITSUYA Liquors. Yo, what's up, faders? If you're in Asia, if you're in Japan, if you're in Tokyo, if you're in Asagaya, you better get down to MITSUYA Liquors. That's right. For the most affordable prices in Japan, you can get over 300 different kinds of beer. That's right, over 300 different kinds of beer. And of course, they got all the shochu you need, all the sake you need, and of course, they got wine from California to Italy to France to New Zealand. They got it all. When I say they got it all, they really, seriously got it all. There's no joke about that. So get down to MITSUYA Liquors. And if you go in there and you say, got faded Japan, you will be more than welcome to go into their back room and drink those beers that you just purchased. That's right, got faded Japan at MITSUYA Liquors. And 3 times a week, they have a sushi chef there. So get your sushi on, get your drink on, get your fade on, and come on down to MITSUYA Liquors, located comfortably in Asagaya, about 5-minute walk from the station.
In Tokyo and craving soul food? We've got just the place for you. Soul Food House in Azabu-Juban. Check out what we do at soulfoodhouse.com. Come by and taste the love. We look forward to feeding you.
Are you in Harajuku with some out-of-town friends or your family or significant others?
Yeah!
Do you want to chill and drink beer and eat sandwiches while your friends overpay for glitter unicorn socks?
Yeah!
And the flavor's gonna make you complete at Harry's Sandwich Company.
So come on down to Harry's Sandwich Company in the heart of Harajuku, right off Takeshita Street. See you there!
All right, and we are back, faders. Oh my God, I hope you got a nice cold drink with ice. Oh, my ice is melted. Nothing like a gin and tonic that's warm. Actually, it's lukewarm. Ugh, gosh. And I don't have any ice. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? There's nothing worse than a warm cocktail. Ugh, cocktails are designed to have ice. You know, that's the thing. You can drink whiskey lukewarm. You can drink beer lukewarm. Wine is fine. But when it comes to a mixed drink, you really can't mess that up, man. All mixed drinks definitely have to have ice. If there's no ice, it's not a mixed drink. Oh my God, especially in this heat. Gosh. And I gotta apologize. I got my fan on right now, and yeah, it's just kind of blowing on me. It's not my air conditioning, but it's a fan. So if you hear something that sounds like a helicopter in the background, well, that's my fan. It's not my stomach. All right. Well, this is Got Faded Japan, and Got Faded Japan wouldn't be Got Faded Japan if it weren't for the news. And so today, faders, I do have some local news. Okay, I kind of briefly read this. I thought Tom was going to be here, so I was going to read it with him before the show. But hey, man, c'est la vie, as they say. And c'est la vie in Japanese is shikatanai. So if you want to say c'est la vie, say shikatanai. Or shit happens. Okay, let's see. Where could I put this computer? Yeah, planning ahead, Johnny. Great. Great job, Johnny. Planning ahead. There we go. Okay, let me just move this here. This is great for audio. Whatever. Let's just hold it. Okay, so our first story for today. As you faders know, it is the Olympics the Olympics time once again. The Summer Olympics in Paris 2024. And yeah, it's quite fantastic, man. I guess Japan's doing pretty good. And speaking of good, I think right now they're doing great. Japan wins first ever women's team foil medal in Paris. U.S. takes gold. Okay, first off, I have no idea what a foil medal is, but let's read on. Japan held off a large charge by Canada to win the Paris Games foil fencing team bronze on Thursday, the nationals' first medal in the event at the Olympics. The team of Yoka Ueno and Komoaki Kimichi, Seira Azuma, and Kerin Miyawaki beat the Canadian team 33-2. Wow. At the Grand Palais in Paris, giving Japan its second fencing medal of the game after Koki Kano's gold in the men's individual épée on Sunday. I'm trying to read it with a American French accent. Oh, I'm terrible. Well, that's fantastic. Well, congratulations, ladies. That's amazing. You know, I'm American, as you faders know, but I've been living in Japan since, well, off and on since 1998 to 2002, but I permanently moved here in 2002. So when it comes to like the Olympics and any kind of like international games, you know, I'm Japan number one, America number two, and then the rest of the world is number three. The rest of the world is equal in my book. But yeah, I'm so happy when Japan wins like a gold medal or a silver or any medal and stuff. So this is awesome. This is really cool. This makes Johnny happy. So let me just raise my lukewarm drink and say hi, kampai. Oh, yummy. Okay, all right, I'm going to have to put my computer on something solid. Give me a second. It's hard to read and hold a computer at the same time. Let me just move things around. This is how professional I am without Tom. Tom, I need you, buddy. Move back to the city. Tom is ready for the burbs, but are the burbs ready for Tom? That is the question. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that was our first story. Let's move forward. Faders, in this next story, we're going to talk about a very famous man. This man, he had a documentary. He's traveled all over the world. He's done a lot of crazy things, and he's probably one of the most wealthy living artists in the world. Today, we're going to talk about Banksy in Japan. Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong. Whoa, this is not Banksy. This is completely, mildly, somewhat different than Banksy. Okay, all right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, all right, this is the non-Banksy, somewhat Banksy story. Chinese man in Japan indicted over Yasukuni shrine graffiti. Okay, here we go. A Chinese man living in Japan was indicted Tuesday for allegedly spray painting the word, quote, toilet, end quote, in English on a stone pillar at the war-linked Yasukuni Shrine in Tokyo in May. Now, faders, I've seen a lot of graffiti all over the world, and I've seen a lot of interesting names. I've seen a lot of cool names too, right? But I've never, ever in my life of being an artist, an art enthusiast, an art lover, ever seen the name toilet graffitied anywhere. I've never seen that in English, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, whatever. I have never seen that graffiti name or that tag. In fact, I've never seen. The only time I've seen toilet on the wall is when you walk into a room and it's an actual toilet. That's the only time I've seen that written on a wall, okay? I've never seen any graffiti, toilet. Okay, well, here we go. 2 other Chinese men have been put on the wanted list for their alleged involvement in the case. That's interesting. Do you think like they all drew a letter? T is mine. I'm Mr. T. Okay, which drew public attention due largely to a video posted on Chinese social media showing a man appearing to urinate on the pillar engraved with the shrine's name. Oh, man. Urinating on a shrine in any country and in any religion is the worst juju you can ever do. Okay, listen, if there's a hell, this is kind of like how you buy a ticket to hell, okay? You urinate on a shrine or on a temple, or even if you go to the pyramids and you pee there. Oh, man, dude, this is bad. I don't want to be this guy when he dies. No way. No, thank you. Okay. Yasukuni has been the source of diplomatic friction with the Chinese and other Asian countries, as Japan's wartime leaders, convicted as war criminals in a post-World War II international tribunal, are among the more than 2.4 million war dead honored at the shrine. Okay. Jiang Zhou Jun, 29, was indicted on charges of damaging property and disrespecting a place of worship. Now that's a major crime anywhere. After allegedly vandalizing the pillar by spray painting the English word in red on it in May 31st. Prosecutors said the damage is estimated at 4.6 million yen. 4.6 million yen about 5 years ago was about $50,000. Now it's about 5. Okay, the two other Chinese, Dong Guangjing Ming, 36 years old, and Xu is Zhu? I think Xu is Zhu. So Zhu Laililu, 25, left Japan the following day, according to the police. They were placed on the wanted list on July 9th, where Jiang was arrested. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, this guy's in big trouble. And these two other guys, if they ever come to Japan, they are in big doo-doo too. Yeah, so this is bad. Gosh, you know, peeing on graves, I've never understood why that was... I understand peeing on graves is bad, but when you pee on a grave, I mean, it doesn't really hurt the guy that's dead because the guy is dead. When somebody says to you, like, all right, when I was a kid, somebody would say, like, I'm going to pee on your grave, or I'm going to piss on your grave, or something like that, or whatever, you know? And I'm like, really? I'll be dead. So, yeah, water the flowers, I guess, you know? I mean... What does it hurt if somebody pees on your grave, you know? And in fact, that might be a respectful thing. I mean, what if they're drinking beer all night? They're just drinking beer and whiskey and shochu or whatever, and then they pee on your grave. A little bit of that alcohol goes into the ground. So technically, I'm getting lit. Anyway, so back to the story. Yeah, this guy's going to get in serious trouble. Don't mess with religion. Okay, moving forward. 20-year-old man arrested for killing mother. This story took place in Saitama. Police in Kawagoe, Saitama Prefecture, have arrested a 20-year-old unemployed man on suspicion of killing his 53-year-old mother. According to police, Yashima Yamamoto punched his mother. Whoa, dude. Punching mom? No, son. You don't punch your mom. What's the matter with you? Oh my God, never punch your mom. I mean, she's like the last person. I mean, you can only punch your mom if she's a zombie, okay? If it's like the zombie apocalypse, your mother comes back to life and she's like, brains. Yeah, then you can punch her, okay? But in any other situation whatsoever on this God-given planet that we live in called Earth, do not punch your mother. One more time. According to police, Yashima Yamamoto punched his mother, Yai, in the face multiple times and then strangled her to death at around 5 a.m. on Friday, NHK reported. Yamamoto's father found the body at around 7:30 a.m. and called 119, aka 911. The victim was taken to the hospital where she died later Friday. Police said Yamamoto has admitted to killing his mother, but so far has given no motive. What a piece of crap. This is terrible. You know, the father probably works nights, right? He's probably working in construction, or maybe he's a doctor or something like that. So he's coming home at 7:30 in the morning. He opens the door and he sees his wife there, and he sees his shit-eating grin son or whatever. Oh, I'm so upset. I can't speak English. Oh my God. He sees this fucking kid there, fucking playing Nintendo, jerking off, drinking Kool-Aid or whatever. And he's like, son of a bitch. Dude, I would be so pissed. I would be so pissed. Oh my God. That's one reason why you shouldn't have kids, I guess, because they might grow up to be shitheads. Oh my God. This poor guy. Oh, God. Could you imagine Christmas? Whew. That's going to be harsh. But, yeah. Oh, God. I think I know what happened. This sometimes happens. In Japan, actually in many Asian countries, and part of the culture, when somebody turns like 18 years old, they don't leave the nest. They don't go to college somewhere far away or something like that. In many cases, they might go to a local college, or they might just stay home and play video games, right? And this happens sometimes. And I think this mother's still young. She was young, 53 years old. That is not old. That is not, if you're maybe 20, that's old. But in my world, 53 years old is not old. And she's probably like sick of her son, who's unemployed at 20 years old, doing nothing with his life except for playing Nintendo, messing around, probably drinking beers, probably stealing his dad's beers and cigarettes, hanging out with his friends. And she's like, yo, you gotta A, get a job, and B, GTFO. Get out of this apartment. This apartment's not for you anymore. You gotta go. You gotta leave. You gotta live your life. Come on, I'm doing you a favor. Get out of here. Live a life. Go. Have an adventure. Win. Fail. Love. Lose love. Do what you gotta do. And this kid's like, oh, hold on. Let me just put pause on my game and take off my punching gloves and pow. Yeah. Anyway, fuck this guy. This sucks. These stories bum me out. All right, moving forward. Is this the last story? Is this it? Oh my God, it's already the last story. It's the last story. Actually, I've got like 5 more stories, but we're going to podcast again tomorrow, and I got to save those for tomorrow. So, okay, here we go. 79-year-old man with only 2 yen in his pocket arrested for shoplifting circular saw. Okay, 2 yen in American money is negative $20. Okay, negative $20. So if you got 2 yen, you actually owe money. Who do you pay? I have no idea. You pay me. No, don't do that. Okay, let's move forward with this final story. Police in Asahikawa, Hokkaido said Sunday they've arrested a 79-year-old man suspicion of stealing an electric circular saw worth 14,080 yen from a home improvement store. According to police, Kazumi Tsukamoto entered the store on Saturday afternoon, put the saw, which was on display, into his bag. He tried to leave without paying, but was stopped by a store employee who noticed he hadn't gone to the checkout counter. Good employee. After police arrived, they found that Tsukamoto had only 2 yen in his pocket. That is so sad. He was quoted by police as saying, quote, well, I needed the saw because I wanted to cut down trees around my house. End quote. You know what? This guy might have had a great plan. This guy might have had an amazing plan. First, he goes to the home improvement store. He steals a circular saw, goes to his home, cuts down all these trees, waits 6 months for the trees to dry out, chops them up into boards, puts those boards together, and builds a table. Then he varnishes the table and he paints it and makes it look really, really nice and fashionable. And then he sells the table on Etsy. And then after he does that, he goes back to the Home Depot store and he pays them a lot of money. And he's like, hey, listen, I borrowed this saw and, I just wanted to return it. It's a little used. I used it once. And, I want to give you some money and I want to give you some interest. And, I'm going to go to the bar. See, that's what he should have said. That's what he should have done. Oh, my goodness. Gosh, stealing a circular saw. How do you steal these days? Seriously. When I'm not saying steal. Don't steal. Stealing is bad. Don't even steal hearts. Don't steal hearts. Don't break hearts. But the thing is, it's just like if you go to any store these days, any store at all, big store, small store, chain, whatever, there are a million cameras everywhere. There are cameras all up the place. There are cameras up the kazoo. There's so many cameras. You can't go anywhere without having a million cameras on you in Japan. I don't care if you're in Hokkaido, Tokyo, Osaka, Okinawa, Niigata, Nikko, wherever you go in this country, there are cameras. Like I said earlier, even if you go into a taxi, there's like 5 cameras on you. You know, they got every single angle. You can't do nothing wrong anymore, especially in a store. Holy smokes. There's a 7-Eleven right down the street from where I live, and it's right next to a police station, the one where I got my suitcase, right? And I was in there, and even my friend, he came, oh no, was it my sister? Was it my friend? I don't know, somebody, I can't remember who, but I remember somebody saying, look at all those cameras. And I was like, yeah, this is Japan. And I didn't think about it until this very second that the 7-Eleven is right next to a police station, and they still have 50 cameras from the ceiling. Oh my God, these cameras are high tech too. Holy smokes. They could probably see your heart beating. Bump, 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 bump. Oh man. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever seen that video where there's this lady and she's at the airport and she's going through the security check, and it's like this kind of heavyset lady, and she farts, and the camera is like an infrared camera and it shows her farting? Have you seen that? Google that. That is the most hilarious thing. And actually, you know what? Google it, watch it, laugh your tail off. Laugh so hard where milk is coming out of your eyeballs, all right? And then after that, send it to a friend and just write, happy birthday, okay? That's what you do, and you're going to make their day. Oh, my God. Speaking of making a day, I think we made a day, faders. Oh, my God, what a great day. Today was absolutely fantastic. It's now noon, and it is hot as hell still. Oh, my God. Oh, I can't wait till the night. The night is when I go outside. I'm like a vampire. Oh, man. Oh, I got a note right here. The word for stealing at a store in Japanese is manbiki. Manbiki. So if somebody says manbiki, it means you're shoplifting. So when you come to Japan, don't manbiki. And if you do come to the suburbs of Japan, give Tom a call. He's out there. He's waiting for you. And on that note, faders, I want to say thank you all for waiting to the very end. You waited to the very end to hear me say, fade on. Yeah, faders, first up, I want to thank everybody who's given this show to a friend. I want to thank everybody who's subscribed to us on YouTube. This episode right here is not going to be on YouTube. It will be on our Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon, support us. It keeps the lights on. It does a lot for us, to be honest. If you sign up for the Patreon, it means the world to us. Thank you so much. Go to the SPILT Inc. Definitely check out my artwork there. I do commissions. There's lots of paintings there, lots of t-shirts. Well, actually 8 or 12 t-shirts left. Check those out. And yeah, faders, have a wonderful weekend. Have a great day. And yeah, we'll fade soon. Peace.
My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Will you wait till Mom finds out, buddy?
I've got a government job to abuse and a lonely wife to fuck.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
God, the pressure! I can't take it! I can't take it! I can't stand to it!
You sure excuse me?
We're going drinking! We came, we saw, we kicked his ass!
Your move, creep.
Man, I will never forgive your ass for this shit. This is some fucked up repugnant shit.
Suicide into suicide.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.